Hey guys, it's Jessica. Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches. This is day 12. Yes, I am a day behind. So here you see some of the paper that I'm going to be working with. This is I think it's called Sweet Cakes. I actually kept this branding strip. Yeah, it's Pink Paisley Sweet Cakes collection. It is from 2008. So yeah, that's quite old. That red paper is from Close to My Heart. I got it with a Mix-Ins paper pad. That green is Sweet Cakes as well, Pink Paisley. And then that khaki colored-ish with the text on it is Vicky Boutin. Yeah, so here I'm going through paper and trying to figure out what I want to do as far as like matting and what I want my banner pieces to look like. Unfortunately, I have not learned how to crop out certain frames from my videos. I think that is the next step I'm going to have my youngest son teach me how to do, because he's been my person to teach me how to use Video Leap. If anyone can tell me how to use any of the other ones, it would be greatly appreciated. I am not very technologically savvy, so it has to be pretty simple for me. And Video Leap is simple, except that I have not learned how to edit out pieces, because there's some of these pieces that you don't need to see. It gets quite boring. And yeah, so anyway, I found this gray and white paper. Green and white. I'm not really sure where that came from. I have been keeping some of my scraps next to me. I have a box of scraps, but it's behind something else, so I don't go into it very often, which I'm thinking sometime this weekend I'm going to have to do some more reorganizing of my room, although I'd really like to get a bunch more layouts done today. I'd like today to be my rest day. I've been trying to work out a little more as well, so but yeah, I think my body needs a little bit of a rest. So this paper is the back of, which I actually like the other side a lot better, but I didn't want to use another pink. And that was from a convention, and it was like their version of paper. I don't know, it was really weird. The other side had these big, huge roses or something like that on it, but I didn't use it. That yellow, or gold really, is Vicky Boutin. So is that black and white? It's the other side. When I originally put the kit together, I had black and white paper with this. I love using black and white paper with different things, but I could not seem to get it to work for this layout. These are pictures of a few years ago. We went to King's Dominion. Actually, wow. Yeah, it must have been like 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah, so I'm just, I'm thinking, oh, maybe I'll use that red and white. Oh, maybe I'll use this floral. No. Do I end up putting a background to my paper? Yes, I do. It ends up just being a plain black. Yeah. Oh, there you go. There's the black. So I'm just gonna kind of mat my paper, cut it down just a little bit, get my glue going, and I'm gonna put that down there. Yay, I'm finally gluing pieces down, which means I'm committing. Although, I did this and then I was like, oh, wait, I didn't leave. Like, I glued up to the edge, which meant I needed to cut those down. Silly girl. But that's okay. It works. So here, unfortunately, like I said, I haven't learned how to edit, so you're having to watch these boring banners, although you can fast forward it if you'd like. because that's what I do sometimes when I get a little bored. And like, I love this layout, but watching everyone do it, it can be a little boring. Because it's like, I think that a lot, see how pretty that the back of that paper is? It's gorgeous. But anyway, I love this layout, but like, I think a lot of us have stuck to the layout, like haven't changed it much. So it's kind of like, okay, I'm watching the same thing over and over again. But some of the next layouts, yeah, are really interesting to me. So, and I'm really curious to see what other people do with them. So, yep. Glue. This came together pretty fast for me once I, accepted my papers and started getting them glued down. And then I think I have to figure out what I'm going to mat my pictures with. I end up just using a plain black. Because there was definitely, I used the inside of that gutted paper. Because there was definitely enough pattern paper on this one, huh? Sorry, I had to take a sip of my morning coffee. Getting ready to switch over to water for the day. And, I want every last bit of that morning coffee. It's my favorite time of the day, I think, is coffee time. So, here I'm going to start looking for, okay, what can I add to here that kind of makes sense? I find this ephemera from, what is it called? Petticoats and Pinstripes, which at first, like, that's really, to me, my brain just immediately is like, oh, this is just for little girls. But the colors were kind of like tipping me towards them. So I end up using one piece out of there. Here's from that convention paper, but it doesn't work. I look through a bunch of stuff and I just can't seem to make much work. Look at those stickers. That happy just makes me happy. Huh. And I love that together is the best place to be, but that was way too big. So I actually find that in that little ephemera pack, which is awesome. So I think I'm going to use this, but that yellow greenish color just, it was doing something with my eyes. Like, I was not crazy about it, but I thought I was going to use it. So here's when I finally go through that ephemera pack and I find this little Polaroid. And I find those little circles, they're like little flowers. And then I find that little ticket, which is dark, which is nice because it takes away from some of all that color. And it's admit one, which, you need tickets to get into the park. So that made sense to me. Yeah, unfortunately, I get into a mind block where like everything has to make sense, which does it really? Yeah, so I want to break up some of this. So I add that Polaroid down there, and then I'm going to add that, but I'm going to back it first so that it really pops off of all that color. I've been watching a lot of Ronnie Sue, and I love how she adds these tiny little details that really just kind of add a lot. Like, she does a lot with punches, and she does a lot with paper as far as, cutting and layering, and I'm just amazed. Like, I love her layouts and what she does with them. So here I'm like, no, I need more. Huh. Yeah, I'm always about more on the pages, more on the pages. And so here, this is a little bit off the screen. Well, that's a bummer. I must have had the camera down too low. My apologies. So I'm just trying to make things work. I have this candy, it's called Candy, on my desk, and instead of putting it away, I've just left it there so that I can hopefully get it used up. I have tons of that stuff in different colors and shades, and some have patterns. Oh, which reminds me, when we had the grandbaby, some of them are like little stars. That will be used on his or her layouts. So here I'm just going to add a few. I'm going to cut up that frame even more and add a few little banners over there. Oh yeah, I do. I add another little banner under there to break up all that color. And that's going to be it. Thank you guys. See you tomorrow.